Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming a pregnancy update, and exactly today I am 19 weeks pregnant with twins. So I kind of have done terrible at filming updates, but today I'm going to be filming one that's so I know I did one that was like over my whole trimester, my first trimester. So this one's going to be kind of second trimester catch up, and then really focusing just on weeks 17 and 18. So I have notes like down below, so I'm going to kind of be reading those a little bit just to remind me. But as far as weeks 14 through 17, because I didn't take really good notes on those, I remember feeling very good. Like after I came out of the first trimester and once I started into like week 14, I was feeling a lot better. And really weeks 14 to 17, I think the only thing that I could complain about too much was the acid reflux. So I was having a lot of really bad acid reflux, like so bad that I didn't even want to drink water. Like water was making me sick, all food was making me sick, like no matter what. And of course, as you can tell now, still shortness of breath. Like I always feel like if I'm talking or walking or anything, like I'm really short of breath, but everything is just like exponentially harder now that I'm growing two human beings. So that's kind of just a broad overview of weeks 14 through 17, like 14 through the beginning of like 17. So I guess 14 through 16. And then weeks 17 and 18 is when I feel like things really started to change for me. I started getting headaches back again. So if you've watched my other video, in my first trimester, I was having really bad headaches, and I feel like I had like a 2-week break where I wasn't having them. And in week 17 and 18, they started coming back, and like no amount of sleep or Tylenol, like nothing gets rid of these headaches. They were just like really bad. And so I still get them, and like sometimes they're like borderline migraines, like they're horrible, but I have more good days than I do bad days, I would say. So headaches have definitely been a symptom right now. And I'll say that in weeks 17 and 18 is when I feel like I really started showing, which I don't know what's normal for twins. I don't know what's normal for your first pregnancy, but really 17 and 18 is when I just like popped. Like I do have, maybe TMI, I don't know. I do have I think they call it an inverted uterus, like my uterus is tipped backwards. And so the doctor had told me like, it's gonna be a long time before you start showing probably. And when you do start showing, then it's gonna be like extreme. Like it'll be like bam overnight, because your uterus will be flipped back inside and your insides will be squished. And then one day it's just gonna tip forward and then your belly's gonna pop. And so that kind of happened, and it was very shocking, and it's still shocking because I just like look down and I'm like, I kind of just feel fat. Like I feel like I need to like suck in or something, but at the same time I'm also like, oh my gosh, like there's 2 babies in there. It's crazy. And so fun fact, like just sidetracking for a minute. I opened my Baby Bump app today, or really I use Ovia. So I opened that today, and I think it was saying that the babies were measuring a half a pound each, and so 1 pound of baby in my stomach, which is exciting. So other symptoms of week 17 and 18, because like I said, those are the ones that I've really been tracking. Sorry, I'm like getting so out of breath. Hormones, my hormones, holy cow. I've been a roller coaster. Like I feel like very stressed all the time. I feel anxious all the time. I've cried a lot more the last couple of weeks, and I don't think it's really because of like outside factors too much. I've been trying to limit like the stress in my life, but I do feel like my hormones have been a little bit harder to control in the last 2 weeks, and I'm hoping that that gets better. But it's weird because I do feel like they haven't been this bad for a while, and I have to kind of just like catch myself. Like everything irritates me and everything gives me anxiety, and I haven't really felt good. And so I think that's probably part of the reason why, but it's definitely been a symptom. And then I will say acne. I feel like has gotten worse the last couple of weeks. I've been super concerned about pregnancy acne and hormonal acne because I suffer from like a horrific history of acne, that like so much that I've done Accutane twice and really 2.5 times because I gave up on it the third time. But my acne hasn't been like huge cystic acne of like what I used to have, but I do get little spots, like, I don't know if you can see, like, and I feel like my skin just has not looked good the last couple of weeks, and like I'm too tired and too lazy to like wear makeup, so it makes it extra hard. But acne has been bad. And then another a symptom of pregnancy, I don't know. And then another symptom that I've been having is round ligament pain, like crazy, holy cow. I know that it started pretty close to week 17 and picked up, was really heavy, like all through week 17 and a little bit into 18. And I don't really know if what I'm experiencing still is round ligament pain, but definitely like I could feel around here like it was pulling and it was getting all, like very tight, and that was happening. Augie, sorry, my dogs are right here. So that was happening like all day, every day pretty much, but I would get like shooting pains sometimes. And then also what I noticed in week 18, it was a different type of feeling. Like I think I was still kind of having a little bit of round ligament pain, but definitely in week 18 is when I started feeling like my abs were sore. Like it feels like I did like the most intense ab workout of my life, and like every day I wake up and my abs are really sore, and I feel like my stomach muscles are getting like weaker, like it's harder for me to get out of bed and it's harder for me to sit up, and I crouch down on the floor and then I'm like, ooh, like this is really kind of hard to stand up again. So I'm getting pregnant. Like I feel like, whoa, I'm getting pregnant. So sounds weird, I know. And then I would say, I don't know exactly to the day. I think I do kind of know the day, but I don't have it with me right now. It's in my phone because I texted my sister the day that I felt this start happening, and it was like I could feel the babies moving inside me. And I don't know like if it's A or B or whatever, but I could definitely feel movement, and it's almost like they're just like tossing and turning and rolling inside me. Like it's not like I'm feeling like kicks and like, I mean, maybe I am, I don't know. It's hard to know when you're like first time pregnant, but for sure I've been feeling movement, and sometimes it's like almost to the point where it's like making me sick. I feel like the babies are just like rolling and doing flips, and it reminds me of like when you're in a car and you're going on like those hills and you kind of lose your stomach. That's how it feels like when they're moving. And so sometimes they go crazy in there, and it's kind of fun, but I am excited for when they're like their movement like starts feeling more pronounced and feeling like a kick and feeling like so Matthew, my husband, could feel it. And then specific to week 18, this last week, what I started experiencing was insomnia. Like I don't know if it classifies as insomnia, but I would say it has been really difficult for me to sleep. And like I'll fall asleep, like it takes forever for me to fall asleep, and then I'll finally fall asleep and I'll be asleep for like 1 hour, and then I'll wake up, and then I'll go back, and then I'll wake up. And so it's just been like I have not been getting good sleep the last week, and like I'm exhausted and I'm tired, but I don't know, like I cannot sleep. I'm not getting good sleep. So that's been really hard the last week. So I've just been, I guess, trying to resting as much as possible, because sleeping is just not coming to me very easily right now. And the last thing that I noticed really start picking up in week 18, like I think I noticed it a little bit beforehand, but week 18 was when I was like, this is happening, and that is swollen ankles and really swelling all over. Like I'm gonna be one of those girls who gets like pregnancy nose, and something I'm like super self-conscious about, but I'm just reminding myself of how grateful I am for the opportunity to grow two human beings. And so like I feel like my face is swelling, and my ankles for sure definitely is like where I noticed it first. Like I looked down and I was like, I have cankles, like what? And then I was like, oh my gosh, my feet are swelling bad. And so I try to keep them propped up when I can. I am still wearing my wedding rings. This one, my actual wedding ring has been pretty tight, and I probably should stop wearing it because I don't want to have, my sister-in-law just told me last night she had to get hers cut off. Like one night she went to bed and it fit, and the next night she woke up, she had to go get it. The next morning when she woke up, she had to go get it cut off. And so it's still, my wedding rings are still fitting, but I probably need to stop that. It's also like the end of June now, and so the weather's getting hotter and warmer, which means I think I just swell more naturally in the summer anyways. So that's been different, and I think the wedding ring is probably going to be a scarcity in the next little bit. And then the last thing I have to talk about is my boobs shrinking. So in my first trimester update, I talked about how large my boobs have gotten. And this second trimester, they have really like actually shrunk. And so much now that in week 18, I'm like fitting back in my normal bra size, which was really weird because they had like almost doubled in size. And I kind of thought for a while, like when they were getting smaller, I was like, it's just because my bump is getting bigger, and so like my stomach is poking out more and I don't feel like my boobs seem as big now. But actually, like then I noticed my bra, because I bought a new one in the first trimester. I noticed that new one that I had bought that was like fitting me, and it was huge, like was too big now. It was like bunching up all the time. And so I randomly like tried on my old bras, like one of my old ones, and I was like, oh, this fits. So I guess my boobs are back to their normal size. And I've heard that's like normal, that they fluctuate and like get bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller. So we will see, but I'm glad that they have shrunk a little, and that's been nice because they were huge. So that's pretty much all I have to update on now. I'm gonna do better at keeping track of like weeks 19 and 20 and try and film like another update in 2 weeks. And we do go back to the doctor on July 8th, which is coming up. Pretty excited. We'll be confirming our genders. We're pretty confident in it being a boy and a girl. We haven't really even like voiced our concerns that we're confirming gender, except I just did just now. So confirming gender is that it's a boy and a girl, and we'll get our anatomy scans. And so some exciting things happening. And after this, I'll just plug in a little clip of a little bump shot a big bump shot, because I'm feeling super pregnant. And it's weird, like sometimes I still do have the like urge to like suck in and be like, oh my gosh, hold it in. But then I'm like, there is no use, like I'm just getting big. So I think if you've ever watched Angie from This Gathered Nest, she talks about in her twin pregnancy, whatever, I don't know what video it is, but she talks about how she's a potato pregnant person. And I'm like, that is going to be me. I'm going to be a potato pregnant person. I am not one of those people who is just like cute and tiny and a little basketball bump. No, it's like my nose is already swelling, my legs are already swelling, my bump is already huge, and I'm so grateful for all of it, and I'm so excited, and I'll take all the symptoms or like negative things that come with this, because I'm just so grateful that we are gonna have 2 little babies joining our family. And that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments and I'll be sure and get back to you. Thanks.